So if you ever shopped around for travel insurance, you've probably seen two very different kinds of companies. On one side, you've got the legacy giants, huge networks, years of experience, and a long list of plans to choose from. On the other, newer names like Faye that promise simpler, faster coverage built around modern travel. And depending on your trip, one of those might fit a lot better than the other. So in this video, I'll compare Faye and Allianz side by side, their coverage, pricing, how claims work, and what it's actually like to use them when things don't go as planned. If you're trying to decide which one's right for your next trip, this should help make that choice a little easier. Now let's start out with Faye, and think of them less as an insurance company, more as a complete travel companion. Their thing is whole trip travel insurance, and that shows up in everything, from how the app is designed to how quickly you get paid when things go wrong. The goal here is to replace the general insurance playbook. Paperwork, long hold times, hard to read plans. It's not just about having coverage, it's about making it easier and more reliable to use when you actually need help. Allianz, by contrast, is definitely the heavyweight. It's been around for decades, has a massive global footprint, and works with thousands of partners. Airlines, resorts, credit card companies, universities, you name it. And that massive scale is a strength, no doubt. If you're looking for familiarity, name recognition, and a long track record, Allianz has it. But because that model is built around an older infrastructure, the experience isn't always as smooth, particularly if you want to do everything from your phone. As opposed to Faye, where everything happens through their app, where you can get a quote, buy a plan, file a claim, talk to support, and even get reimbursed all in the same place. It takes about a minute to get coverage, and once your trip starts, the app keeps running quietly in the background. So if your flight's delayed, your gate changes, or your bags go missing, Faye will let you know instantly, even if it's on airplane mode. And if something does go wrong, there's a 24/7 live chat with real people. Plus, you can see over 20,000 telemedicine doctors worldwide. And the big one, the Faye Wallet. It connects to Google Pay and Apple Pay and means reimbursements can show up right on your phone while you're still traveling. Now, Allianz instead works across multiple channels. You can use their app, their website, hotline, even mail in if you're submitting a claim. The flexibility can be really nice, but it also means the experience isn't always consistent. The claims process is more structured. There's 4 distinct steps, and they'll require some pretty strict documentation. You can get direct deposit, but they're not going to pay out nearly as quick. And while Allianz has 24-hour phone support, I've heard some stories of really long waits and a more bureaucratic feel. It's not bad by any means, but it sure ain't easy. Now, as far as plans, Faye has a single comprehensive plan that you can customize. The base plan coverage already includes trip cancellation and interruption, medical issues, evacuation if things ever really go crazy, baggage delays and loss, and flight delays. Then you just add extras like rental car coverage or adventure sports if you need them. There's no bronze, silver, gold tiering and all that stuff. You don't have to wonder what's included. And while we're on the subject of making travel simpler, here's a quick hack I use to save some money on bookings themselves. It's called Private Honors, and it gives you up to 12% cash back on every trip. Here's the idea. Private Honors taps into wholesale travel rates, basically the prices that travel agents see, which can run up to 20% cheaper than public booking sites. If you ever used Expedia, this one will feel familiar because Private Honors actually runs through Expedia's travel agent affiliate program, or TAP. That's how it passes along the discounts and cash back that you won't normally see. I've used it for flights, hotels, even car rentals, and more than once it beat the prices I found on my own with sites like Skyscanner. Once you sign up, even if it's just the free trial, you can hit book my trip now and it takes you right into Expedia's TAP booking portal. From there, it looks like any other search page, except Private Honors flags the discounted rates. Like, for example, I've got my mindset on going to Paris this fall. So I plugged in my date range and traveler info, and the results popped up as usual. But one of those hotels, Hotel Chamar, it said it showed a 50% discount for those dates. You click through, and just like anywhere else, you'll see photos and reviews. You're just booking at that lower wholesale rate. So if you want to see how Private Honors could cut down your travel costs, check out our in-depth review video and use the affiliate link down in the description below to get started. So that's how I keep the booking side a bit cheaper, but let's talk about what Faye itself costs, because that's usually the first thing people want to know. My last Europe trip, 2 weeks to Italy, which cost around $2,000 total, Faye came out to about $126. That's just under 6% of the trip cost, which is pretty reasonable and about what you'd expect from solid coverage. For that price, you're covered with $250,000 in emergency medical, $500,000 for evacuation, $3,000 for delays, and $2,000 if your bags don't make it. They'll even cover pre-existing conditions if you buy early enough. And if you want to trim the premium, you can always adjust the trip cost you declare once you set it up. Allianz, on the other hand, has plans like One Trip Basic, One Trip Prime, One Trip Premier, each with different coverage levels. Some plans include medical but not cancellation, others flip that around. So make sure to read the fine print carefully because it's easy to assume something's covered when it's actually not. Now, that variety can totally be useful if you know exactly what you need. But for most people, that complexity just kind of adds friction. You're comparing multiple plans just to figure out which one gets you to baseline protection. And just from my own experience, the top tier coverage still falls short of Faye's base limits. Okay, so you need to file a claim. This is where the difference really shows. With Faye, that takes barely a couple of minutes, and it's all in the app. You upload a receipt, answer a few questions, and most payouts land in your Faye wallet in a couple of days. And because it's a digital payment card, you can start using that money immediately. Buy a toothbrush, rebook a hotel, whatever you need. It's covered while you're still on the trip. Allianz is the classical approach. You can file online, through their app, by phone, or even by mail. Now, that flexibility is nice, but the process tends to be slower. You'll need to gather documents, fill out forms, wait for approval, all before getting reimbursed. I've also heard about reports that Allianz can be super strict when it comes to paperwork, miss a single detail, and that might delay your claim or get it denied altogether. So while the coverage is there, you better be on your game. When you look at the actual coverage, Faye's base plan already includes higher limits than the Allianz's mid or even top tier options. Up to $250,000 for emergency medical, $500K for evacuation, and strong protections for trip delays, cancellations, and baggage. And with Allianz, getting that coverage means picking the right plan out of several. It's workable, but it takes more research, and unfortunately, there's more room for error if you miss something in the fine print. That can end badly. So if you want is a recognizable name, lots of partner coverage, and a variety of plans to choose from, Allianz will absolutely get that done. But if you want something built around ease of use, stronger baseline protection, and tools that help you when you're on the road, Faye is the more modern option. And if Faye or Private Honors sounds like it might be the right fit for your next trip, check out the link in the description. There you can see the latest pricing and coverage details, so it's worth a look before you book. Also, if you're interested in working with us or sponsoring a future video, just reach out using the email in the description below. I really hope you liked this comparison, and if you did, please give it a like. And if you have any questions about either company, drop this in the comments below. I'll do my best to get back to as many as I can. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.